Welcome to Gaming Daddies, the podcast where fatherhood meets the digital grind. I'm Tedder, one of your three gaming daddies, and each week the three of us sit down to talk about the games we're playing, how we balance gaming with family life, and the big conversations happening in the gaming world. In today's episode, we're diving deep into nostalgia, arguments, hot takes, and the greatest hits of gaming history as we break down the top 100 Nintendo games of all time. We'll talk about which classics shaped our childhoods, which titles still hold up today, and which picks made us cheer or rage, and where we think this list totally missed the mark. From Mushroom Kingdom memories to Hyrule adventures, this one's packed with stories, debates, and pure Nintendo love. So grab your controller, or maybe just your 1 hour of peace and quiet, and let's hit start.
Oh, man, it's good to be back yet again. This is episode 12. Can you believe we've been doing this for 12 episodes, 12 weeks, 3 months now? Time flies, doesn't it?
Technically 13 weeks, but who's counting?
It's not the details aren't important, honestly. So, but this is what a wild ride. It's been fun. It's just flying by. So today, you've heard it at the top of the show, we're going to be discussing IGN's top 100 Nintendo games lists and give you our opinions about what they have chosen. This was not a list that was compiled just by IGN alone. They've partnered with a group called Nintendo Life, and they've scoured the full catalog from the most present Nintendo release all the way back to the first NES release. And over a series of several days, they would reveal 20 picks on the IGN website or your IGN app, counting down from 100 all the way to number 1. So we're going to be just kind of flying through this list and kind of giving our takes of what we think about some of these. So, boys, is there anything else you want to add to this, or are we ready to jump in?
Let's jump in.
Let's
Yeah,
jump
let's do
on
it.
in. No, thank you. I've been trying. Starting with number 100, we have Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. 99, TA Chinatown Wars. 98, Star Fox. Then we have Super Castlevania 4. 96.999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. It's a legitimate number that they have on their list here. Then we go with Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Professor Layton in the Unwound Future, WWF No Mercy, Kirby Planet Robobot, and Diddy Kong Racing. And coming in at 90, The World Ends With You. Let's open the floor. Any of these just stick out to you?
So I actually played 999 on PlayStation. It's in the backlog catalog on that, and it's actually a really good puzzle game. It's one of those things where you start off as a character and you make these decisions, and depending on what decision you make, well, first off, it's a death game. So like, the whole point is that you're trapped. There's a murder mystery that you're solving, and you go through these scenes where you're trying to create clues or you're picking up little things here and there. Like, this is one of those games that I had to have a notepad with me, and you write notes as you go along. And in total,
cool.
There's about 9 endings, and so you can take different paths, and then, like, depending on which path you take, it may set you up for a different ending. There's only one real true ending, or the golden path. But yeah, there's like 9 different endings to this. And so, me being the completionist that I went through and I did all the endings, and they give you a good map. They say, hey, when you made this decision, you said yes instead of saying no, it took you to this path. And so you can see that live, but it's definitely one of those games so it's one of those games that you want to play multiple ways, because you're like, oh crap, I did that. And then you finish the game and, you end up dying. So you go back and you replay it again.
Sure.
Sure.
So obviously this answers my question of it has really good replay value. It was pretty, engaging for you.
For me, yes, I love puzzle games. Also, caveat: Star Fox is not the N64 version; it's the SNES version that made number 98.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I would agree. Star Fox for me was a fun game. I remember it more on the Nintendo 64. But the SNES game, I do remember playing it and enjoying it, but not lots of replay value. So I have no problem with this game being in the bottom 10. But I do remember that game. Super Castlevania 4. I do remember playing that game and having a lot of fun with it. But again, it probably wasn't as memorable as the first 3. Let me see. I don't think I've played any of the other games on the bottom 10, just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do remember playing some WWF games, but not that one.
Right.
Not the N64. I wasn't a really big Game Boy enthusiast. So some of these games I'm not gonna. Diddy Kong Racing, yeah, I do. I think I was more of an observer watching the kids play that game because that was what, 97.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of. I do remember playing the Star Fox game probably more than any there, but not a ton. So I have no problem with that bottom 10.
Sure. For me, a lot of these I'm not familiar with. I've heard of some, but and I've played even less. Star Fox, I didn't learn existed until after Star Fox 64 was already a thing, and I haven't played it. But on my SNES Classic, it includes Star Fox, as well as Star Fox 2, the unreleased sequel. For that, Super Castlevania 4, I played just a few minutes of that. It is definitely on my backlog as someone who hasn't ever played a Castlevania game, like one of the OG, like, side-scrolling ones. I've now, later on down the line, when Lords of Shadow came out, I did play that and found it to be very fun. I am shocked that Diddy Kong Racing is as low as it is on this list because Diddy Kong Racing was an extremely fun game. It was a really important game when it came to kart racers and would set the formula for for Mario Kart 64, which will come down the line. Are any of these games on your backlogs? No.
Can't say it is.
So.
Any of them are. No.
I've looked at The World Ends With You a couple of times, but every time I do, I go, nah, too much reading.
Yeah. Moving on to the next 10, we start with starting at 89. We come in with Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Golden Sun The Lost Age, Mario Golf Footstool Tour, Super Monkey Ball 2, Beautiful Joe, F-Zero GX, Ring Fit Adventure, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, and at number 80, Mother 3. Let's open the floor for discussion.
Jay, you want to start this one?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Castlevania 3, great game. I do remember playing that on the original Nintendo. One of the popular side-scroller adventures. But yeah, I mean, this one I don't have a problem with. I would probably rank that one higher. I think that's more nostalgia speaking, probably. But it was one of the most fun games. The first three, honestly, could have ranked anywhere in the top 100 for me. Any of the others, though, I don't think I've played any of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with that one. The rest of these, none of these are on my backlog, though.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. So Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is one of my favorite games to play. I haven't completed it yet, but it's super cute. It's super fun. If you like the puzzle type games, this is a really cool casual puzzle type featuring Toad. It's super cute and very engaging. The story's obviously pretty cute and engaging as you would find in a Mario game. Type game for the system. Golden Sun, I am a fan of that series. I've played the first one. I don't think I've played the second one, but it is on my backlog, as well as the third entry in the series, which was on DS. I think I actually have that one for my 3DS there. As far as the other ones, I've heard good things about the Super Monkey Ball series. I haven't played this particular Mario Golf game. Heard a lot of cool things about Beautiful Joe. Never played an F-Zero game. Ring Fit Adventure, that's a thing that exists. Phoenix Wright, I've heard some cool things about how that's a pretty cool little series. And again, with Mother, that's the Earthbound series, right? I've tried Earthbound, and I don't know that that's a game for me because of just how weird it is. But that's just me. But for anything that's on my backlog, it's obviously Castlevania. And then the Golden Sun game that I have there too. What about you, Tedder?
Yeah, so there's a couple of these that well, first off, I didn't even know Captain Toad was a thing. So when I saw this, I was like, it's like one of those shadow dropped of like, I didn't even know it existed. Now I want it. So I need to borrow it from you. Do you have it digital or physical?
Physical.
Okay, I need to borrow it from you at some point.
Yeah.
Because I would love to play that. That looks awesome.
Oh.
I played all the Golden Sun games, so I'm completely okay with this one being on there. Now, I don't know that I could distinguish between them. 3 is the most memorable for me, but I don't know that it
Oh.
was any better or any worse than the others. It's just the one that I recall the most.
Sure.
So, but I love the Golden Sun series. I mean, it's really similar to the Final Fantasy series. So, like you, the rest of these I really haven't delved into. Ring Fit, I don't even know what that. Why would they even put a fit thing on here? That sounds terrible. I have tried the attorney, the Phoenix Wright stuff, and it's kind of
Yeah.
challenging. I mean, to keep up with it. So, it's not a game for me. But like I said, so Toadstool is his one, the Treasure Tracker. I definitely want to play. That's on backlog, and then the Golden Sun is a great game. So,
Oh, cool. All right. So moving on to the next 10, starting with number 79, we have Elite Beat Agents, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, Super Mario Sunshine, Secret of Mana, Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber, Wave Race 64, Sin and Punishment Star Successor, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, and coming in at number 70. Is it Live Alive? Live Alive?
I think it's Live
No,
Alive.
that's probably not it. Live Alive? Well, there you go.
I think so.
Opening the floor for discussion. I think I'll start us up this time. Lots of notable entries on this next 10. Some of them I'm surprised that are this kind of low on the list, like Donkey Kong Country 2 here. That's like one of the stronger entries in that series, in that catalog. I've played some of that. Those games are just hard. The timing of jumps on those games is stupid, unforgiving. Super Mario Sunshine's really fun. I haven't completed that game, so that's definitely on my backlog to play. Secret of Mana, from what I remember playing of it, it wasn't for me. It's just a weird system. It's top-down isometric, I think, and like the combat system's just kind of weird. Moving on, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I don't know if it was the second one I played or the first one, but the one I did play was really quite fun if you like those type of shooter games, space shooter games and things like that. And Xenoblade Chronicles completely went over my head and never played Live Alive. So, Tedder?
Yeah, Live Alive, fantastic game. It's basically Octopath, except you go in. I think there's 8 or 9 different characters, and it's all about their different stories. Like one's a ninja, and you go through their storyline, and it's a different play style. Then you have this country gunner who has a completely different kind of play style, and then there's one where you're in a futuristic robot world, and so like it's all these different worlds that kind of have similar gameplay, but they take so many different paths. So it's a really fun game. I don't own it, but I have played the demo, and it's on my list of like, I want to get this game. I want to play it. It's
very nice.
Yeah, I know a lot of people speak very highly of Ogre Battle. It's not a game for me. I did like the Mana series. So like you have Trials of Mana and Secret of Mana. I like them. I don't dislike them. Again, I like that RPG element. And even though it's top down, like it doesn't bother me. Sunshine, I have no doubt that it should have made this list, and it's probably where it needs to be. It's not phenomenal, but it is really good. And then I'm with you. I'm surprised Diddy Kong's Quest did not get a little higher on the list, but
yeah,
no, I liked that game. So
cool. Jay?
Yeah, so for the next 10, I think DKC2 is the only one that I've played on that list, so I'm not familiar with the others. Yeah. I do remember was that a Nintendo game? No, that was a Super Nintendo game. I do remember that one not having Donkey Kong in it, right?
But does.
That was just
right. No, he's in it. They're trying to rescue him.
Okay.
He's captured for whatever reason.
I do remember, was it Dixie? Dixie had that little the hairspin thing that she had. Yeah. I do remember that just being kind of a game-changing mechanic in the game. It seems like, because everything, all those platformers, this one, like we were saying, Chris, is one of the most difficult games. All of the Donkey Kong Country games are just really, really tough. Yeah. But that one, I agree. I thought that Donkey Kong Country 2 should have been ranked at least maybe for me in the top 50. I was kind of surprised to see it ranked that low.
Well, we'll see if any more surprises come in lower than what we expect. Whereas we move on to the next 10, starting with number 69, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Mr. Chipman's favorite game.
Number 68, Wario Land 4. No, and that would be actually E.T. on the Atari.
Oh.
A different episode. And then coming in at 6-7.
Oh.
6-7, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Number 66, the arcade Donkey Kong. Dragon Quest XI S, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and at number 60, Pokemon Black and White 2. Jay, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so Donkey Kong Arcade, I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess it should fit on the list. When I went through this, I really thought that it would be more about the consoles than this, so I don't know if it's really fair. But Donkey Kong Arcade was special. And if we're going to start putting arcade games and compare those with the console, then this guy should have been ranked way high. And not just for nostalgia, but just for the mechanics of the game. It was one of the firsts in its kind. So for me, and I think everyone's familiar with the original Donkey Kong, but you play as Mario. So, and I don't even think we talked about this before. Mario, I don't even think he had a name yet, right? Or did he in this?
Jumpman in the arcade version.
Yeah. Played a lot of that. Street Fighter games, I don't think I've played the Turbo. Super Mario World 2, I agree that probably should have been ranked a little bit higher. I mean, everyone's familiar with Yoshi's Island. I mean, if you've played any Super Nintendo game, I think you've probably played that, or you owned it, you borrowed it. And what number did you make it to?
60.
60. So we made it. Now, I've not played The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Matter of fact, I haven't played any Zelda games on the Wii. I'm not a Wii fan. I mean, we did Wii Fit and some of the sports games, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Kids loved it. But yeah, I think from the ones that I've had experience with, I think both of those games probably should have been ranked a little higher, but I'm not offended by it.
Yeah. Any backlog worthy games on these 10?
Twilight Princess. You need to play Twilight Princess on the Switch.
Okay, maybe I'll add that to my backlog.
Okay.
But I don't think none from that list.
So I'm shocked. They did my boy dirty with Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That game deserves to be ranked higher.
So Chris, I did forget to mention that one. Punch Out.
Yeah,
I did play, and I love that game. And there was the arcade version of that too.
Yeah.
It was Mike Tyson's. I'm sure some of the community is going to be able to help us out with that. Or I could probably do a quick Google.
About. That's the
but
one.
I think it was
where it shows
right. There's Mike Tyson's
frame.
Punch Out,
and then
there's Punch Out featuring Mr. Dream.
Yeah.
And then there's Super Punch Out. There's so many Punch Outs.
Yeah.
I don't remember really being all that impressed with the console version, the NES version of Punch Out.
Okay.
So I'm okay with it. I remember that being hard as nails. Just to make it to the end of that was so difficult. I don't even know if I ever beat the game, to be honest with you.
And that's one of the games that didn't include passwords, like your Mega Mans and things like that. Like, it is from the bottom, you got to make it to the top. So I just feel like it should be higher. Never played any of the Wario Land games. Superstar Saga is one that I would like to get to at some point. Of course, Donkey Kong Arcade is amazing. I played the demo version of Dragon Quest XI, and it seems really cool, but that's as far as I got with it. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate's one of those games that's going to be like, because it's so involved in how you approach things, much like a Baldur's Gate type, like you have to plan things out. I would have to dedicate a lot of time for that, so I don't know. And then, Street Fighter, I'm not much of a fighting game person. It takes a special thing for me to get into fighting games. Yoshi's Island, I did not like at all. I just did not like the art aesthetic of that, and it was very bothersome to me. Never played Twilight Princess either, so... And I haven't made it through Black and White 2. I'm playing through those other versions and stuff, but I haven't gotten there yet. So, Tedder, take it away, now that you're all riled up.
Okay. First off, the Wario games are actually really fun. They're different. They're not the same way. He's more of a barrel through kind of guy. Like, you use his charge ability and break through, like, walls and stuff like that. So, it's a little bit different concept and different style gameplay than it is. Like, it's not... Yeah, it's kind of a side-scrolly, but it's not the same as Mario. So, I don't disagree. I think 60s is a good area for that. It's a good game. It's a fun game, but it's not top material. It's not top 50 material. I could move past all the old arcadey games. They're just not super engaging for me. Dragon Quest, I'm surprised it made as low as it did. Um, I'll say it was not knowing the franchise until number 11. 11's when I jumped on, so not knowing the franchise until 11. Maybe. I like it. It's really fun. It's the turn-based styled combat is a little different than you're used to, especially coming from Final Fantasy. So it's just weird to jump into. Monster Hunter, don't love. I don't do fighting games. But Mario, Yoshi's Island, I love Yoshi's Island. That's my childhood. I mean, it was rage inducing because every time you got the slightest little hint of something touching you, and Mario's like, wah, 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 wah. And I just wanted to punch baby Mario in the face. Now, Twilight Princess, I'm going to make somebody mad. That needs to be top 30. I think what's holding it back is the fact, like Jay was saying, the Wii just did not control very well, and they really
waggle.
You had to use you used the sword, and so you swung your sword. You had to use when you did the bow and arrow, you had to use the nunchuck, and you had to get and so like you had to. There was a part on there where you fought this goblin general on a bridge, and you had to, while riding Epona, you had to use the bow and arrow, and it's like, I mean, you're doing this on Epona, and you're trying to bow and arrow, and so like the controls were very not great. So that's probably why it's in the 60s. But like storyline and the fact that it still kind of holds up, I would put it higher. But I would not play it on the Wii. Now I've heard that it's coming this year. Is a Switch port. They're going to put it in the classics catalog. So when it does come out, we will finally get rid of our Wii U, because the only reason we currently own a Wii U is because we have Twilight Princess on Wii U. When that game comes out for Switch, that Wii U is going in the trash.
There you go.
So, and then Black and White 2. I mean, you know how I love Pokemon games, but it's sure. I don't know Black and White 2 as well, so I guess 60's okay. At least it made the board.
There you go. Any of these backlog worthy for you before we move on?
Yeah, I'll probably jump into Black and White 2 again. Twilight Prince, all the Zelda games just stay on my. Even when I beat them, they go back on the backlog. So
on the
rest of them, probably not.
I see. Moving on into the 50s, boys. Into the 50s. We're nearly halfway there. Starting with 59, we have Perfect Dark. Then Donkey Kong 94, the port of the arcade. Or is it? Splatoon 3, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Bayonetta 2, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Metroid Dread, WarioWare Incorporated Mega Micro Games, Advance Wars, and at number 50, Mario Kart Double Dash. And bless you. Who started us this last time? Was that Jay?
Probably.
I don't mind taking it again.
Go for it.
Perfect Dark. I do remember that game. That was what really sparked my interest in all the Perfect Dark games. I haven't played them all. But I've played a little bit of all of them. And I remember this being a really cool strategic game, co-op, or you could do counterintuitive mode. I do remember that, where you could have the split screen and someone on the, could be working with you. You could work cooperatively, or you could work against the person. And the split screen stuff was there were so many arguments with this game, because I remember them looking at my side. There would be so many, like what you said, rage inducing, quit looking at my side of the screen. Yep. That's what made it so much fun to play.
I hate screen watchers.
And that's what makes those games so memorable for me is the couch co-op, or the counter couch, not cooperative. I guess it would be counter-operative. But that would be that. I do remember that. It was almost like taking my favorite Nintendo 64 game, which we'll be talking about soon, and just ratcheting it up. But that one, honestly, that could be a backlog game for me. Not just one, because I have played it. I could see myself playing that game again. I'm not too familiar with the Donkey Kong, any of the Game Boy games. Hayden played those a lot. We bought him a Game Boy years ago. I do think he had it. I just don't remember. I don't remember much about it. Bayonetta, Animal Crossing. Yeah, I'm not familiar with New Leaf. But Metroid Dread. Did we get there? Did you mention that one?
Yeah.
That is on my backlog. I want to play that game.
I do too.
That one looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And anything and everything Metroid, I live for it. Wario, not really, and Advance Wars, not so much there either. So, yeah, that's all I got.
So a couple of surprises on this list, but for me, as we're kind of just glazing through them, never played Perfect Dark. Just never touched it. Never. I don't think I really was ever interested in that. I was more of a GoldenEye person myself. Never played Splatoon. Super Mario Party Jamboree. I'm shocked it's this kind of low. I guess that's a really fun game. I just like the Mario Party games in general. I love playing that with Nicole. It's a good family. Bayonetta seems up my alley, but never touched any of those games either. Haven't played a New Leaf, but I do love the Animal Crossing series, so I wouldn't mind going back and playing that as well. Metroid Dread is definitely on my backlog to play. I just hear amazing things about it, and it's like a real true return to form for the classic 2D Metroid games. WarioWare, again, not much familiar with those series, but they seem fun. Advance Wars, one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games ever played, with the tactical, gameplay of it all and the strategery and things. And plus, I just love the art style, and it was a really good time. I haven't played the ones that came after it, but that one holds a special spot in my heart. And then with Mario Kart Double Dash, this one I missed. I didn't play this one. I believe it was on the GameCube, but I hear lots of good things, and it's like one of the strongest entries in this series. So there we are. What about you, Tedder?
Yeah, so this list, these, I'm not really into any of these. Mario Party Jamboree I love, but I don't know that I would rank it higher or lower, so I'm probably in the middle range with it. It's a great party game, but it's not one that I would just sit there and play by myself. The rest of these I really haven't played. I played Bayonetta, but not this specific one, but it's hard. And then same thing, I never played New Leaf. I never played Dread. I played Metroid, but not Dread. And then, yeah. I mean, obviously the newer Mario Karts, but most of these I've never played and have no intention of playing them. So,
Gotcha. So, moving on into the 40s. In the 40s here, starting with number 49, we have Luigi's Mansion 3, Wii Sports, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This is including all versions of this particular entry. F-Zero X, Super Mario Brothers at number 45, Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Mario Kart World, The Legend of Zelda, and at number 40, we have Super Smash Bros. Melee. So looking at these picks for the 40s, it's pretty good, pretty stacked little list here. I haven't played any of the Luigi's Mansions game, but Nicole says that they're fun. She's played the first one, and so I think I would like to play some of that. And plus, it's just cute. Wii Sports, I've played that a few times. It's so fun. It's so addicting too. I wish that they would just continue that, make all the Wii Sports possible. And again, here's a shocker. I have not played Link's Awakening, any version at all. F-Zero, Super Mario Brothers, of course, obviously. Banjo-Kazooie, one of my favorite games of all time. One of my very favorite games of all time. Mario Brothers Wonder took me a minute to get into, but once I did, it was really it started becoming one of my favorite entries in that series. I played World, Legend of Zelda. I played for the first time last year, and it was it was really quite cool. Like, it was such a good experience, and like, hey buddy, how are you? You're fine. Baby breaks, baby cameos are always appreciated here. Sweet boy. It was such a cool experience because, like, that harkens back to the old days of having to draw the map, having to take notes of where things were, and just kind of having to throw caution to the wind and really just go and experience by choice and just explore and be the explorer that you are. And I'm very happy that I got to finally experience that, and I'm sure that I will make my way around to that game again. But what a good time. And then Smash Brothers Melee, that was the GameCube entry. I never played much of that one. Jay?
Yeah, so the Luigi's Mansion, I guess the second sequel to those games, I had never heard of them before, but after seeing the list, it is a game. I don't personally own a Switch, but my son does. That would be a game I would want to play. It looks to me like, and just from the reviews, because I wanted to do a little research on that, I figured that game is probably ranked not high enough from what I'm hearing out there on the streets.
Yeah.
But Wii Sports, oh yeah. I mean, and I think, like I said, I wasn't a Wii person, but I did love Wii Sports. I mean, that game made sense for the console.
We
Yes.
bowling
That I felt
all
like that
day.
was what it was made for.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
all of the sports, all of them. The tennis one, especially. Oh, massive rage on that one. Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I'm gonna join. I guess it was Chris. You said you hadn't played
Yeah.
that. I've not played that one either.
Mm.
Right.
Oh my god.
I know. I know
Jesus
that's
Christ.
sad. But however, Super Mario Brothers. If I could count how many hours got logged on that game back in the day, holy cow! I must have been like 10 when that game came out. But that game is, well, I agree with some of the remarks about that game. It probably wasn't as great as it was made out to be. But because that type of game, the platform game, was so new, every platform game that came out got played a lot, whether you really liked it or not. I mean, even I've talked about Double Dragon, which I cannot believe did not make this list. And I know that's a spoiler alert, but no version of Double Dragon is on this list. But however, let's move on. Banjo-Kazooie, totally, yeah, we played the mess out of that game along with, what was it, Super Mario World or whatever,
64,
or Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
I have not played the Wonder game. Mario Kart World, absolutely. And there's other versions of this, right? Not just for the Switch.
It's just the Switch too.
The Switch too. Hayden's got that and plays it all the time. And again, it's nice because you can throw it up on the big screen and you can see kind of what they're doing. So there's lots of fun watching and playing that game. And then The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, I mean that the gold cartridge and kind of the gold standard, really. For the save game feature. And that's kind of sad to me to see that that's ranked at 41. I really thought that would have been ranked.
That holds up to this day.
Yeah. I mean, graphically, no. But I mean, just because, like what you said, Chris, about, getting the pad and the pencil down and mapping out, you needed to do that. You really needed to do that with that game, or at least write some kind of notes down.
Yep.
And then Super Smash Brothers Melee, GameCube, I mean, I've played Super Smash Brothers, just not on the GameCube. So I'm not familiar with that entry.
What about you, Tedder?
Well, first off, I have a copy of Link's Awakening.
Oh, here he goes.
So I will gladly hand this off to one of you to play because it is so good. Have you played Link to the Past?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What about Link Between Worlds?
I've played a little bit of it on my 3DS a few months ago, but I need to get back to it.
Okay, it's a really good game. This takes the best of both of those and kind of combines it into a different world. It's the same kind of dungeon type thing, so it's like the old school dungeons. So if you liked A Link to the Past, you're gonna like Link's Awakening. Period. End of story. Like you'll like it. So Chris, we'll just trade games. You give me whatever game it was that I was asking for, and I'll let you borrow this. And then one day I'll punch you for not playing it because your backlog's way too long. Okay, let's
strike 2 on Zelda games. So
let's go
Let's
to
move
the
on.
top. Let's go back to the top. So Luigi's Mansion. First off, did y'all notice the homage to Luigi's Mansion during the Mario movie? So
No.
when Luigi gets taken through the tube, he's going to Luigi's Mansion. Like that's where he starts in all the skeletons and stuff like that. That's where he's at. That's Luigi's Mansion. So it's an homage to Luigi's Mansion.
There you go.
Okay.
I haven't played this game, but I'm like y'all. I love it. Looks cool. I've watched people play it. It's basically Ghostbusters in Mario form. So he takes a vacuum and starts eating all the ghosts. I'll play this game gladly.
It's called the Poltergust, isn't it?
I don't know what it's called, but it's so funny and I love it. I'm here for it. Wii Sports, I mean, God, hours of playing bowling in a reclining chair. Obviously, anything Zelda. Zelda for me is just top tier Nintendo. I personally like Zelda better than Mario, so that's fine. I have no problem with Super Mario Brothers being up as high as it is. I think it's a great game. Banjo-Kazooie, I'm actually surprised made this list, but it's a really good game. But I think it was more that I also played it. I played it a lot when it came out to the Xbox 360, so I was kind of like, Banjo, because that's not a Nintendo game. And then I was like, oh, wait, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So, yes, love that game. We have Mario Wonder, and I think I put 2 or 3 hours into it, and it felt like a Mario game.
Better.
Okay.
It gets better.
We've played Mario Kart World, and while I don't think it's earth-shattering, I mean, It's a good racing game. It's everything you wanted in a racing game. So if it's going to be a Mario Kart game, I think this definitely needs to be on a list because it does everything that you want all the old Mario Kart games to do. Just does it better, but it's not earth shattering. And then old school Legend of Zelda, like original, man, it's one of those that we talked about needing a walkthrough for games. This is one that I had to have a walkthrough through. I could not beat this game without a walkthrough. Had no clue what I was doing. Couldn't even figure out where to go.
Imagine going back to 1987 and saying that same thing. God, I would love a walkthrough right now.
No, I tried playing it in the 90s when I was, with my, old Nintendo, and I had no clue. But I was a kid. I just thought I sucked at video games. No, it's just hard.
Well, there you go.
So
moving on into the 30s, we start with number 39, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Then we come in with Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Metroid Zero Mission, plus Metroid, GoldenEye 007, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, Star Fox 64, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Earthbound, Mega Man 2, and then rounding out the list at 30 is Pikmin 4. Jay?
Oh, so many good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, what in the world is GoldenEye doing in the 30s? So help me God. I'm sorry. That is the one that I'm infuriated about. As I was going through this, I thought there's no way. I got to find GoldenEye. I got to find where it is. No way that's 36. I'm sorry. We'll just have to, either agree to agree or disagree on that one. Let's just kind of go through it. Kirby, not a fan. Never have been a Kirby fan. I don't know why. It just seems lame.
Would you
Super
say
Mario
that Kirby
RPG.
sucks?
Get out.
Sure. Yeah, we can. Whatever.
The door's to your
Super Mario RPG is a backlog game for me. I want to play that. I think Jarrett's told me about that one and Paper.
It's
both of those games.
I want to play Paper,
but again, not personally owning a Switch is it's a problem for me because a lot of these games I have to either go borrow it from my son who plays it all the time, and I'm not going to go buy a Switch. Metroid, Game Boy game, I'm probably not going to play that. It's not going to be a backlog game either. I never was really a fan of the Game Boy. GoldenEye, yeah. I mean, how do you call yourself a gamer and not have played GoldenEye? And if you haven't, you need to. That is a game that is one of a kind. I don't know if there'll ever be another one like it. Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury. I could see that being a backlog game, especially with the Mario movies that are the new one that's coming out. And it's got me hyped about that. Star Fox 64, absolutely. Do I rank it over GoldenEye?
Yes.
Lord, no.
Yes,
That's the craziest thing in the
do.
world.
No.
2 spots
I'm sorry.
over
They
GoldenEye.
obviously didn't ask me for my opinion. Yes, great game. No denying. Great game. Not as, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Haven't played a lot on the Switch, but I have watched Hayden play it. Earthbound, I've heard a lot about it. Not familiar with it. Mega Man 2, absolutely. Mega Man 1, Mega Man 2, you got it. Great game. Great platform game, as I remember it. And then did you leave off with Pikmin 4?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that either.
Tedder?
Yeah, so, I mean, very similar. I'm interested in Kirby, but haven't played it. Super Mario RPG, that was one of those games that I had no clue existed until they did the remake of it. And then I was like,
Really?
oh, I had no clue. Yeah, so when the remake came out, we bought it because I was like, that's everything I love. It's an RPG, turn-based elements, and then Mario World. Why wouldn't I want that? So we have it, and it's a great game. Metroid Zero, I remember playing Metroid. I don't know if that was it or it was the Game Boy version, but I don't remember if this is the one I played or not. GoldenEye, we played, God, so much GoldenEye. But I didn't love it as much as everybody else. There was one mission in GoldenEye that I repeated over and over and over again. It's the one where you have to go into like you have to break into the embassy and then you go get the face mask thing to change your identity. And then so you put a mask on and then you sneak around as that person. And like, I can't believe how I probably played that one mission 100 times. But as far as the open like battle stuff, I hated it. A backlog for Mario 3D World. I want to play it. Star Fox, the replayability and just making fun of them being like, no, I mean,
Do a barrel roll.
It's just such a good game. And then the fact that like, you lose your companions and they're gone. Like so you have to really work on keeping up with your companions. Otherwise, you don't get them for the rest of the game. It's not like you splash some potion on them and they're back. No, once they blow up, they're gone. Never played Tropical Freeze. Earthbound, great game. Really weird, like you were saying, Chris. And then Mega Man, phenomenal games, phenomenal. And then I want to play Pikmin 4. It's on my backlog, but I have not picked it up yet. So I think this is a great list. I think the 30s are spot on.
Yeah, with the exception of GoldenEye, of course. They did my boy wrong. My poor boy, they butchered him. Kirby in the Forgotten Land. I wasn't a big Kirby person growing up, and wasn't until I got my hands on this. We bought this for the Switch, and it took me a minute to get into it because, again, I wasn't familiar with Kirby. I played Crystal Shard on the 64 and thought it was a really fun game, so this was kind of my gateway into that. It turned out to be a phenomenal game, and it was super fun. The worlds were fun. The mechanics of it, getting all the different power-ups and things. The boss battles start off easy, but then they get appropriately challenging, really kind of testing how well you've learned what you've done in the game. So I highly recommend that. Legend of the Seven Stars, oh my gosh, so much fun. I played the original SNES version of that. I think I have the SNES cart. I want to say I bought that one, but I don't remember. I have it here somewhere. But super fun game, of course. Now, Metroid Zero Mission, it has plus Metroid because Zero Mission is the GBA remake of the first game. So if you've played the first one, then you're not missing anything with Zero Mission other than updated graphics and things like that. However, I am lacking in the Metroid department, but I would like to play this game. GoldenEye, I could gush about forever. That's kind of like before Call of Duty and the map Rust were a thing. This is how we settled the schoolyard debates. We duked it out in multiplayer right there with some pizza and some Pepsi Cola, and that's how we did things. Super Mario 3D World, absolutely recommend. Super fun game. I haven't played Bowser's Fury, but Nicole has, and it looks super fun, like a worthy expansion to that, and just the way they kind of veer off course with the direction of that is really cool. Star Fox 64, never played. It was never interesting enough for me to play. That's not giving it a fair shake because I never gave it a shot. But at the time growing up, it just didn't seem like one of those ones I would like. Tropical Freeze, I hated it at first, but after I got into it, it was really fun. Super fun. Appropriately challenging. Earthbound, nah. Mega Man 2, I haven't beaten a Mega Man game ever. I've played them. Like, I've played the first one. I've played 2, but, like, I haven't beaten them because I'm terrible at them. So I need to go back and just play through them and, like, learn it and all that stuff. I have the legacy collections and things. And then, so that's definitely a backlog. Pikmin looks fun. Seems like something I would be into, but I haven't played this one. So backlog game for me. Anything else before we move on?
No, I think this list was pretty good.
Yeah, moving into the 20s, boys, starting with 29, Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door, Xenoblade Chronicles, Pokemon Yellow, Red and Blue, coming in on this list at 27, Castlevania of Sorrow, coming in at 25, Super Mario 64. Next, we have The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Super Mario Galaxy, Donkey Kong Bonanza, The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds, and then coming in at number 20, Resident Evil 4. Jay?
Well, let me get back to the top of this list. Let's see, what number did you start with just then?
29.
Is that 29?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so as we talked about earlier, Paper Mario, that is on my backlog because it's a Switch game, and I don't have a Switch, but it is a game that I want to play. I guess that's similar to the RPG game.
Yes.
Where you get to kind of build your character type of thing. Xenoblade, I'm not familiar with. It looks like it could be fun. I'll be honest, I've not really been into Pokemon games. I know that's a shame. It's just not my thing, but I've watched the kids play it. Castlevania does interest me a little bit. Looks a little kind of old, to be honest with you. It's a Game Boy Advance, so since it's on Game Boy, and if it's not been ported anywhere else, I'm probably not going to play that game. Let's see. Moving on. Super Mario 64. Yeah, that game is extremely underrated. How that was 25 is kind of beyond me. I really thought that would be in the top 10 just because of the replay value. We played that game so much, and it was always interesting to me. right up until the dying days of the N64. We played that all the time. Legend of Zelda. Yeah. How's it pronounced? Majora's Mask. I do remember playing that game, and we had it, but not. Yeah, sorry. Pronunciation of that is, it's not going my way. Super Mario Galaxy. I think we owned that game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a Wii game. You know how I feel about the Wii, so that probably that was it for me. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah, that I've watched Hayden play that game. That looks like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. That one I'm not familiar with. I think we talked about that earlier. That is a game that it looks like fun. And then Resident Evil 4, I have not played, believe it or not, but I want to. It's a backlog game, but is it only on the GameCube?
No,
it's on everything.
PlayStation. It's on everything.
Okay,
it's Xbox,
that
PlayStation,
is going to be
Switch.
a backlog game.
Yeah,
for sure. That is one I want to play. Again, horror games are a little bit different for me now than they were 20 years ago. Well, so I might play it for a little bit and go, man, this is really good. Done.
Well, and I think you should play the remake of it if you're going to play it.
Okay.
So Paper Mario, I've only played the first one on the 64, and it's easily one of my favorite games of all time, and could not recommend that more to anybody else that just loves Mario and RPGs, honestly. But this is on my backlog for sure. Xenoblade never played. Pokemon Yellow, and then like the first generation of those games hold a very special place in my heart. And then so out of personal feeling and opinion, it should be ranked higher on this list, just because of not how much I enjoyed it, but just how impactful it became to the generation of not just Nintendo, but just how it affected the gaming life for everybody. They just rocked the gaming world, period. So, and I remember I had Yellow. I didn't have Red and Blue. I have Red and Blue now, but Yellow was my first version that I got, and it was the special Pikachu edition. My mom actually bought that and sent it to me after I had moved to Hot Springs from California, and it included my first Game Boy Color. It had it was a teal Game Boy Color, and then I had the special Pikachu edition Game Boy game. And then she also sent me the strategy guide, and it was really cool because the cover of it was holographic as well. So super awesome, of course. Haven't played this Castlevania game. Super Mario 64 is super fun.
I'll be back.
Oh, we're leaving. Super Mario 64 was really fun. If I'm going to anger, and this is where I strike out with Tedder, I have not played Majora's Mask. I haven't played Majora's Mask. He can't hear me. I haven't played Majora's Mask. Mario Galaxy I haven't played either, but if memory serves, it's on the 3D All-Stars collection, so I'll have to play that on the Switch, which includes 64 Sunshine, maybe, and Galaxy, so I'll need to go back and play that. Don't have a Switch 2. And then A Link Between Worlds I've played a little bit of, and it seems really cool. I have that for the 3DS. I'll have to go back to it. And then Resident Evil 4. It's a spooky game. Won't play that. I've already had my horror story with all of that. But as we're waiting on him to come back, we're going to just kind of riff, I guess.
Well, hey, do we know if that Resident Evil 4 game is one that you need to have played the first 3?
No, you don't.
Do you need
it's
to
it's a separate.
It's a standalone.
Story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not really connected at all. So,
okay.
Hey, did I tell you I haven't played Majora's Mask yet?
Yeah, did you not hear me when I said I'm completely ignoring you?
How's that working?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna move on with life. So, Paper Mario, never played it. Want to? It's on a backlog for sure. It's one of those games that I didn't know existed until I found out about it, and then I was like, now I need to play it. Never played Xenoblade. All right, Pokemon, y'all. Okay, I talked about this a few weeks ago, and I said I still have my original strategy guide from like 1994, 95, when this first came out. Y'all, this is the cover.
What is that?
That's the original red and blue like strategy guide.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and I told you about it. I said the artist for this, they had no clue what a Pokemon was, and they had to come up with this design. So it looks kind of like a Charizard, but nowhere near. And then the execute that's in there, these are not real Pokemon, y'all. The artist just randomly did this, and they didn't give them any story about what the art of the Pokemon should be. They just did this. This does not exist. These people don't exist. Like, it's so awesome.
So did the training guide, did the guide come out before the game?
It came out at the same time.
I mean, how is it?
And then so they go through like all the characters, they go through the maps. Like, these are like, what paths to take and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And what Pokemon you're going to find in each area. So like there's the town, they listed out the game. Like this was when I was in elementary school, okay? What I would do is I would hurry up and get my work done so that I could flip through this thing and find out what I was going to do when I got home. That's how like and so like there's nothing left of this book. It is obliterated. Like, but this is so cool. Like that cover art is so cool. And for people that didn't even know what Pokemon was, like it's just anyway. So I'm like you, Chris. This game holds a special place in my heart. I mean, I've played this game so many times. It's not even funny. And like if I get an emulator, the first thing I do is play Yellow. Of course I have to speed it up because I don't want to grind my levels again. Anyway, I can't speak highly enough about the Pokemon, especially the first gen. I mean, that was just my heart and soul.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're raising Ronan that he has to play all those, and we got him a Costco. Like they had the sleeping Pokemon, so he already had the Pikachu, like big Pikachu, and we saw they had a big Bulbasaur and a big Squirtle this weekend. So we went and let him choose. He picked Squirtle, good boy. As he should. Anyway, okay, moving on. So Castlevania, never played it. Don't really care to. Didn't really like the old versions. Super Mario 64, played the crap out of it. I think the reason that it wasn't higher was because the controls and the camera work sucked. Gameplay, great. But like if you ever tried to turn your camera and move at the same time, it was so awful. You couldn't see anything and I kept dying. So I think the controls are what really pushed this game down, but definitely generational like change.
So
Majora's
if I can
Mask.
butt in for just a second.
Oh my
I read
God.
an interesting theory about Super Mario 64 because the camera is operated by a Lakitu, right?
Yep.
So I read something that said that Super Mario 64 is actually from the perspective of Bowser as he's watching you go through because the Lakitu is the camera and who's he recording for? You don't see much TVs in the Mushroom Kingdom, but
yeah,
could be recording for Bowser though.
I think that's a really bad way of trying to justify a terrible camera position. Sure, you're welcome to your fan theory. Majora's Mask, love this game. Cannot speak highly enough about it. I will play
number
it.
100.
Huh?
So number 100 is where it should be.
God, okay. Super Mario Galaxy, great game. I mean, such a good game that they're making a freaking movie about it. I mean, come on. Bonanza, haven't played, want to play it. Just too cheap to pay $70 for it. Link Between Worlds, that was really interesting because when I first popped it in, I was like, how is this different than A Link to the Past? It's the same game. And then you got to the 2D side of it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then anything in the world becomes a flat surface to latch onto. Like, it just completely changed the gameplay. But that was one of those. I have fond memories of this game because it was mine and Ellen's anniversary, and we spent our anniversary. And maybe she doesn't feel this way, but I loved this anniversary because she would go through the strategy guide and she would read it to me, and I would play it, and we just like sat there for like 12 hours and played this game together. And so like that was one of my favorite anniversaries, and I think she does not think so because we didn't do anything that day. But for me, this was what I loved doing. So anyway. And then I'm not playing a spooky horror game. So even I don't care how high it ranks, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, All right. Now we're getting into the thick of it, boys. We're getting into the top 20. And we'll start with 19 and go to number 10. And so starting with 19, Final Fantasy VI. Then we get into Fire Emblem Awakening, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Spoiler alert, I haven't played this one either. Number 15, of course, is rounded out by Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Then we have Super Mario Galaxy 2, Metroid Prime and the remastered version of that, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and coming in at number 10, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Jago.
Well, Final Fantasy. Now, you said 6. Is it Final Fantasy 3 or 6?
It was released as 3, I believe, in Japan,
and then it became 6 or something
here in the States.
I haven't played any of them, so it doesn't matter. Fire Emblem Awakening, haven't played that. Not even familiar with it. Animal Crossing, are they not all the same? All the Animal Crossing games, to a certain degree. Okay, so
it's just mechanics.
I'm surprised, honestly. If that's the thing, I'm surprised any of them are that high. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I'm not familiar with that one. That's a GameCube. That's probably why. And then, of course, I told you about Pokemon. It's not that I don't like it. I just haven't really had an opportunity to sit down and play those games. Now, Super Mario Galaxy 2, yeah. I mean, we've played it, but, it's a Mario game.
Mm-hmm. There you
Metro Prime Remastered, yes, on the backlog because, again, it's a Switch game.
go.
And then Super Mario Brothers 3, fantastic. Again,
Oh my
like
gosh.
I mentioned before, all of the Super Mario Brothers games, I think they were great for the time. They probably weren't as great as they were played out to be, just because they were older and everybody was into platform games. Super Smash Brothers, heck yes, all of them. I love them all. Now, I've not played this one, I don't think, if it's only on the Switch.
Good.
But we did play the one that was on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was the first Super Smash Brothers, which I can't believe is not ranked higher. Great game. Mario Kart, all the Mario Karts, love them. I mean, they should all be ranked pretty high. That's a great family game.
Tedder?
Yeah, so I don't disagree that Final Fantasy VI is a great game. Would I put it as top 20? Probably not. But you're welcome to have your opinion. Fire
In
Emblem.
a future episode.
Fire Emblem, great. Fantastic game. Love the entire series of Fire Emblem. Animal Crossing, I think what made Animal Crossing, especially New Horizons, so high in this list is because of the effect it had during the pandemic. I mean, this game literally brought people out of depression and had them communicate with others in a time that we could not. It had us engaging with other people. It valued, we got onto Reddit, and I even did it, and opened up our world to give turnip sales. I mean, and you just opened your island to random people. So, in a world that was shut down, this place was wide open. So I think this one is ranked so high, not because of the gameplay, but because of the effect it had on the world at that time. Wind Waker, it's a really good game. I think Majora's Mask is better. I think a lot of Zelda games are better, but it's a really good game. Art Gold, Soul Silver. Gold and Silver were really phenomenal. Crystal being the same kind of genre. It's where you could actually go back into Kanto, and so you went to the Johto League. You started in the Johto League, and then you went back to Kanto, and it's just a really good way to get the entire series wrapped up in there. Galaxy 2 I've not played. It's on my backlog. Metroid Prime I want to play. The first-person shooter aspect of this looks phenomenal. Mario Brothers 3, I can't tell you how many times I've beat that game. And went through all the extra doors and spent the time finding the hidden paths and all that stuff. And then Smash Brothers, who has not just destroyed everybody in Smash Brothers? So,
Thoughts on Mario Kart 8?
sorry. Yeah, I mean, we played the crap out of it. We still play the crap out of it. So, I mean, not so much now that we have World. But yeah, we would still go to the Counts' house and we'd go play Mario Kart. So, I mean, that's just...
Yeah.
So.
There it is. Man, what entries we have for 19 through number 10. Final Fantasy VI, oh my gosh. In my honest opinion, this should be ranked higher. And I've played a few of the Final Fantasy games, but this one is super unique for me because of its story. It probably has, probably one of my very favorite stories of any game I've ever played. It's very engaging, and just because of the fact that it's a JRPG, I mean, it has all those elements there. The way it just twists and turns around, it's so worth it. And I don't want to give any more details about it, especially for those of us in our community who have not experienced this game. But if you ever go into this game, if you ever play this game, go into it unspoiled and just experience it for yourself. It's completely worth it. Can't say enough about it. Fire Emblem, I've played a little bit of the earlier Fire Emblem games. I think whatever one came out on GBA, which I think was just Fire Emblem. It's one of those really cool tactical games where you have to maneuver your troops, much like in the same vein as Advance Wars. But this game utilizes permadeath. So anytime a unit of yours, even like a character, like one of the main characters, if they die, they're gone. There's not getting them back. There's no reviving them. There's no Poke Center for them. It's just they're gone for the rest of your story playthrough. And so it really ups the ante, and it really puts the pressure on you to make good tactical decisions as the quote unquote general. So I would like to get back into the Fire Emblem series, so that would be worthy of my backlog. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a very important game, for much like what Tedder was saying, and that when it hit, it became so important because of the pandemic, and just for all the things that it did to benefit us, those of us in isolation and all that stuff. And it was super important in my marriage with Nicole, because man, we played the snot out of that, and we still go back and play through it, and we're actually going to get back into it again with a new update that comes out in January. To get ready for that. But we would spend hours just designing our islands and just doing things together. We would do the co-op thing together. We would travel to other islands like Tedder's Island, and other friends that we knew that were playing. We'd go to their island and go like share and trade stuff and catalog things, turnip sales. And like it became such a part of our life. We would be following the turnip stock market. We would get up in the morning, like we would set alarms to get up early Sunday morning to see like what are our turnip prices. Okay, let's text Tedder and let them know this is our turnip prices. What are yours? Oh, yours are garbage, ours are awesome, come to us.
Yep.
But we would have to check it every few hours because those prices would fluctuate as you went throughout the day. And man, such a cool game. Wind Waker, sorry, this is my fourth strike. I haven't played it. So of course all the Zelda games are on my backlog because it's Zelda, and who doesn't like Zelda? And if you don't like Zelda, you're wrong. So Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I have Gold on my 3DS as a virtual game. I need to go through and play it, I guess. Galaxy, I haven't played any of the Galaxy games. However, like I said earlier, it's on the 3D All-Stars collection, so I need to go and play Galaxy. Metroid Prime, haven't played any of the newer versions of that game. Mario Brothers 3, oh my god, so fun. I love the theater aesthetic of that game, and all the little secrets that you could find, and it's just, I haven't mastered the warping of that particular entry yet, but it's so fun. Smash Brothers Ultimate is my favorite Smash Brothers game of all time, and the story mode in that game is so fun. And like I remember dumping like 65 hours into that campaign, just trying to do everything. And then the last boss fight is so fun too. And then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What more can we say? It's Mario Kart. It's amazing. And this is how Nicole and I are competitive. We are at each other's throats when it comes to Mario Kart or any kind of competitive game like that. So yeah. We're in the top 10 now, boys. You ready for it?
Let's go.
You want to do 9 through 5, or do you just want to do all top 10?
We could just do one game at a time.
Yeah, let's
do
do
number
it.
9 to number 8 and
Let's
just count it down.
Number 9, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
100%.
Jay?
100%. Absolutely. That I could rank it higher, and I would be okay with that. But the fact that it's in the top 10, 100% agree.
Yeah.
If you've not played that game, you need to play that game.
Please.
It's hard to believe that's how old it is. I can't believe 1992. Wow.
Yeah.
Great game.
So good.
Yeah, we can all three talk about each game if you want. Yeah. Tell us your experience with this.
Oh my gosh. So I did not play this when it first released, and I'm embarrassed to kind of say it. I didn't play A Link to the Past until, freshman or sophomore year of college. Like that's how late I got to it. And my buddy Coulter had his SNES, and he's like, "Hey man, we're hanging out." He's like, "You want to play Link to the Past?" I was like, "I never played it." So he's like, "Well, you're here for the weekend, so this is what you're gonna do." And so I did, and I played through it, and my goodness, what an experience! Again, it's like one of those games you got to map out what you're doing and remember what you're doing, where to go, and like again, it's so open ended on how you can tackle things.
Yeah,
but the story was so good. And then when you think you've beaten it, it's like, nope, JK, you're only halfway through.
That's right. That magic mirror thing.
Yeah, so fun. My gosh, I could boot this game up right now and just start playing, and I would just be the happiest clam in the
I'm really
whole
surprised
world.
that they haven't remastered it in a way. Like they've with new graphics and everything. Honestly, if they never touched it and left it alone, I think I'd be okay with it.
Leave this pony alone.
Okay, if they would do the same treatment, this is the only way I would accept it. If they do the same treatment that they did with Link's Awakening and make it kind of like a 3D style art, I would totally be okay with that.
What about you, Tedder? Have you played Link
Oh,
to the Past?
No, never played it. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
Sounds exciting. It's definitely on my back. No, yes, I've like freaking played it. I've replayed it. I've played it over and over and over again, trying to figure out how I can make my runs better and what to do in what order. Yeah, no, nothing. No, this belongs top 10, no doubt.
Easy.
Yep.
Easy. Coming in at number 8, we have Super Metroid.
Yep.
Super Metroid.
Yep.
I have only played about 20 minutes of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, are you a Metroid fan or not a Metroid fan?
I like Metroid.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of, I think the most I've played out of a Metroid game was Fusion.
Okay.
And I've really enjoyed it, but I just have not sat down to play any of these games and actually complete them, but I want to.
I did not.
Like I said, this is on my SNES Classic and it's on Switch Online and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I never beat it, but I played it. Again, I sucked at games when I was little, so playing this as a little kid, and it scared me. So
yeah,
it is a little
fun.
spooky.
Yeah,
it's a little
But,
creepy.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'd roll around in my power orb and just drop bombs right behind me and just bounce around the lands.
There you go, Jay.
Well, I think this was the one where they started toying with the idea of the Metroidvania, that the Castlevania / Metroid universe kind of thingy. It seems like that this is the first time that I remember thinking, man, these games are very similar in a way, but fantastic game. It's my favorite of the Metroid games.
Now, for our listeners who are not familiar with what a Metroidvania is or what constitutes a Metroidvania, and correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but a Metroidvania is basically like you have this main area that you start in, right? And you can go to these different areas. Now, usually in an open world game, you would be unbound as to where you could go. But in a Metroidvania, much like Super Metroid, from what I can remember, there are certain areas that are blocked off until you get certain abilities as you go. So it's not like you're let loose to go and do what you want. You're kind of open-ended, but you have a little bit of freedom and choice, but you're always having to revisit some things because as you unlock things, you can come back to other areas and do other things.
Right. You would have barriers and and it's non-linear. So you can't, it's not just scrolling left. It's not just your standard platform. It really hits some really cool ideas.
Lots of exploration. Cool. Super Metroid, number 8 on our top 100 list. Moving on to number 7, we have Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger. I never played this one.
Oh, God.
Me either.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I guess Jared's going to have to take it because
there you go.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Okay. Chrono Trigger was phenomenal. Okay. One, it had such replayability. There were so many different endings to this game. You also had such a weird, quirky cast of characters. This came out about the same time that they had all of these different Final Fantasy games. There was also a sequel that was in the same vein of it. It's called Chrono Cross. But Chrono Trigger is definitely the more popular one. If you're going to play it now, I would say definitely go get you an emulator and play this game. It is phenomenal. I played it on the PlayStation port of this game, so I did not play it in the original SNES version. But I mean, just a phenomenal game. It does have that ATB, the battle gauging. It's the oh my God, what's it called?
Active time battle.
Yeah, but it's that Final Fantasy, like you have to fight side by side, like your characters are out there and you fight using that method. I can't think of it. Anyway, it's definitely like an early 90s, late 90s kind of game. So if you like the Final Fantasy kind of series, like the early renditions of Final Fantasy, like 1 through 7, 8, then you would love this game. It's long, so don't expect it to be a short game, but it's worth it. If you don't have it on your backlog, you should.
Does this one have multiple endings as well, or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah.
Okay. I also hear wonderful things about its soundtrack. Like,
Yeah,
it has a pretty memorable soundtrack.
Yeah, it's mostly when you're actually playing it. Like, I wouldn't just pull it up and listen to it for funsies, but as far as like the soundtrack going with the environment and the cinematics that are happening, it's really good.
Yeah. So I can't offer anything for Chrono Triggers. Like I said, I've never played it. It seems interesting though.
Would I put it top 7? No. But
Really?
would it be top 20? Yes.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's a little high based on the things that surround it. But then again, I thought of this as a PlayStation game, so
Sure.
it doesn't fit as a Nintendo game for me.
Yeah. Coming in at number 6, a shocker for me, is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Nah, this is not a
Ocarina
shock.
of Time. Okay.
Played this one too. I think the playability of this game was much better, but with the N64. What it seems like you could ride horses. There were new things. It wasn't just a platform jumper game anymore, or just a what do you call it, top down, the 2D style. You had these 3D playgrounds, as they say. I enjoyed this game a lot. Do I rank it above, Link to the Past? I don't know. Both of those games I love equally for different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, top 10 game for sure. I think you're splitting hairs in the top 10 anyway.
Well, this game reinvented like lock-on targeting. Without this game, that was not a thing that occurred in 3D games during this time period. I mean, it just reinvented the way 3D games were even considered. And so having that ability to lock on, it was the first one that invented that lock on mechanism, and that became a gold standard for 3D games after it. So I think the influence of this game is primarily what pushed it to the top. But I mean, again, it's great story, great replayability. You could go through the entire game and miss half of it. I mean, realistically. So, anyway, I don't disagree. I think this top 10 is exactly where this game needs to be.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time, man, what a game. This was my first Zelda game that I've ever played in my gaming life. On the 64, I would remember rushing home, and as soon as Dragon Ball Z was over, the 64 went on, and I'm playing Ocarina of Time in my bedroom. It was such a good time. Where to start with it, honestly? The Water Temple will always stay with me forever, forever and ever. The Shadow Link fight towards the end of the game was so fun. The boss battles are just really fun. The story is just incredible. And like you said, the exploration, you could easily miss a lot of things. You can miss a lot of heart containers. You can miss a lot of the optional things to do, and the Skulltulas and different things like that. What a game. Do I agree with it being number 6? I don't. In my opinion, I think it should rank higher, actually. It's oh my gosh, like it was such, I don't know, with its first 3D leap, or with its first 3D entry in the series, in the long running series. I mean, what a way to start. Yeah, that's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I could play that game forever and never get tired of it. Moving on to number 5, we have Tetris, bringing us in at number 5. Jarrett?
Yeah, I mean, Tetris is a great game. It's game changing, all that stuff. Would I put it as top 5? No.
There's not really much to say about Tetris. I mean, everybody knows Tetris. I wouldn't even put it in the top 10. It's so monotonous, and there's not really, especially the Game Boy version of it. I mean, was it new? Was it fresh? Sure. It was a time killer. It was like the doom scroll before the doom scroll on a phone. You know what I mean? It was just...
It was Snake before Nokia came out.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna disagree with where that one's sitting.
I mean, Tetris is, like you said, Tetris is Tetris. I mean, it's nothing special to me. I mean, what really can you say about Tetris? If you've played 30 seconds of Tetris, you've experienced it in its entirety. The only thing you're missing is it going faster. I don't think it should be anywhere near the top of this list, if I'm being just completely honest. That's just my take, though. I mean, to rank it above Ocarina of Time and my boy GoldenEye, come on. It should be much lower, much lower. So that was a quick entry for number 5, unless Jarrett has something to add to this.
No, let's go to number 4.
Number 4, we have Super Mario Odyssey.
Agreed.
I love this game so much. Is it my favorite 3D Mario? Probably, actually, now that I think more about it. Man, every world is just so cool. The capture the capture mechanic with the hat, and being able to be the Goomba or the big O T-Rex and different things like that, and then Bowser towards the end is so fun. The boss fights, I forget what the bosses are called in this game, the rabbits. But they're so fun, and like just collecting the moons was fun. It didn't seem monotonous to me. Like it didn't seem like a chore to go and find a moon, but like getting the moons was really fun. And then like, in classic 3D Mario fashion, it has that super challenging darker side of the moon at the end of the game once you unlock, once you get enough moons for it. And of course, it's appropriately challenging. It leaps Mario into a new generation, a new way of playing it, and in a way that I hope we can see in future sequels like Odyssey 2 or any 3D Mario platformer that comes out in the future. What about you, Jay?
Never played it.
So
I know
worth
that's
it.
going to be crazy, but I don't. Again, it's a Switch game,
Yeah.
so I mean, and I do believe I've watched Hayden play it. There's so many Mario games, and I agree with you. I've heard so many good things about this one. I'm pretty sure that it does deserve to be ranked in the top 10. But I can't comment on it for not having played it.
The collectibles in this game are really fun too, like all the different costumes that you can have him wear, and like they're all world themed. And there's really cool segments that you go down a green pipe, but you play like a 2D version of Mario for a little bit, and as a way to kind of get from one point of the world to the next. It's really quite neat. And then the homage it pays to the history of Mario when you get to New Donk City is really fun, and the soundtrack is it's super catchy. What about you, Jarrett?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, nothing different. It's where it needs to be. So,
yeah. So that brings us to number 3, which is Super Mario World. Super Mario World. This was a late edition for me in life. I don't think I've completed Super Mario World. I have it. Like I have the cart over here for my SNES. I just haven't completed it, but man, it's so fun. And then like watching streamers play it or do speedruns of it is so fun. And then seeing it utilized in Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2, and then getting to play custom levels in in that world setting, and the ROM hacks that they built for this. Super fun. What about you, Jarrett?
yeah, I mean, 96 exits. I mean, just trying to find them all. And then you had the Star World with all the bonus areas. I still don't think I've found all the bonus areas, and I've played this hundreds of times. So, I mean, it's great. It's a great game. It's fantastic. I would still play it today. So, yeah.
Jay?
They got it right. I mean, it is the best Super Mario game ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as I'm reading here, it launched with the SNES. I remember it being the first game on that system when we got it, and it was just revolutionary. Being able to you could ride Yoshi's, and
Yep.
Yeah.
I just remember it being so funny, laughing all the time. It's hard to believe that game was as fun as it is. And honestly, I'm very surprised it's not ranked number 1. And I know that Jared will probably disagree because he's a Zelda fan. But that if we do have a debate about it, that would be my number 1 pick.
There we go.
But number 3 is not bad. It's just not first.
Exactly. And that brings us to number 2 with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Mr. Zelda superfan, go for it.
I hated this game.
Are you serious?
Yep. And here's why. I like permanent weapons. I like to pick up an item and be able to use it. That's what I liked about the old school Zelda games, is if I got the slingshot, I could use the slingshot indefinitely as long as I had bullets for it. When I got the hook shot, I used the hook shot. Here, I pick up a stick, and 2 swings later, the stick breaks, and I have to go find another stick. You get the Master Sword. Okay, and I'm not going to say I cheated, because I cheated, but I got the Master Sword, and you can only use it so many times before you can't use it for another in-game 24 hours, and you have to let it recharge with the Master Sword.
That's a turnoff, for sure.
I understand where people love this game, and it's everything they wanted in a Zelda game. It is not what I wanted in a Zelda game. So number 2 and number 1 for me, honestly, don't hit that mark. I understand why they put them up there, because of how astounding they were, and all the open world and the beautiful cinematics and the revolutionary gameplay and all that stuff. But I'm not into these games.
Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I've not played it. It's a Switch game, but I've seen a lot of gameplay for it. And I'm with Jarrett. Anytime you have degrading weapons, that's an immediate turnoff for me. I don't like where you have to constantly keep repairing your weapons or your shields or things like that. I'm not going to play that game very long unless I have a cheat code, maybe.
I wish you
So,
could. I wish
yeah.
I could mod it.
Oh man. So Breath of the Wild, uh I have a complicated relationship with this particular game, or at least at first I did. I didn't play this game until early last year, and it took me a long time to get through it for several different reasons. Nicole's stepdad is a big gamer. He loves Zelda. Loves Zelda. He's beaten Breath of the Wild so many times. It's absurd how much he like can just jump into that world and just beat the crap out of it. And it's nothing. It's just another Tuesday. He let me borrow it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy it. So I borrowed it and I started it, and immediately it plops you into this world, open world, right? And the only quest it gives you is destroy Ganon. I'm like, okay. So I look at Hyrule Castle, and it's the big floating Ganon monster fart cloud over there. And so I'm like, I'm supposed to run all the way over there and go fight Ganon, and I'm in nothing but my skivvies, and I have a stick. Awesome. So right away, I'm kind of turned off by that because while I do like open world games, I also like to have a sense of direction, at least where to go and what to do. And this did not provide you with that. Like, you just had to go and explore and go and figure it out. And there are certain areas you're not supposed to be in right away, and the enemies the enemies that are there will quickly let you know that. And even like going in the intended direction, you can get bodied pretty quick if you're not familiar with its combat system, which took me a minute to kind of get used to, especially if I were to put this down and go play something else and then come back to it and then have to remember how to do things in like the parry system, like the dodge timing window and all that stuff is super weird for me. The degrading weapons thing was the most annoying part of this whole game because it became less about, oh, I found this awesome weapon and I want to use it and just like become powerful for a while. It came to the point where if I found a really strong weapon, I'm stockpiling it for later.
And never
Kinda
using
like
it.
yeah, and kind of like how in like RPGs you find elixirs and you do everything you can not to use them until you get to the end of the game and you have 30 and you only end up using one, that kind of thing. And so that's how it became with weapons and shields for me. The temples, I will say the temples were really fun. And once I got over that initial hunch of this is how this game is going to be, I was a little more okay with it. Finding the quest, and then that was kind of annoying because I like knowing what to do, especially the side quests. Some of them are just really open-ended, and like finding the memories, they again, just annoying because like there's really no guidance there. The dungeons were fun. I will say that the ancient beasts were fun to do, like figuring out how to do all that. Was it the ancient beasts, or am I thinking of something else?
The ancient beasts are great when you have the master sword because you get an extra 50% boost against all forms of Ganon.
Yeah. And the boss fights were fun too, I will say that. And then going and finally fighting Ganon was really cool too. Who was the Master Koga? As stupid as he is, it was a fun side story to go through.
I did like the Koga clan stuff.
The Koga clan stuff was cool. The Korok seeds were awful. The Korok seeds were terrible. I hated that. It was terrible. Never do it again. But yeah, that's my experience with it. I would go back and play it, but there we are.
Now, I will say, and we have the strategy guide. I have it like right there. It's a really pretty Zelda, but you can't follow it. You can't hardly go along with it. However, the Switch 2 upgrade that has the iOS app that comes along with it, where it literally maps out every single thing you want to do. It will follow along. It will track you and give you directions wherever you want to go. So upgrading it to the Switch 2 version and using the companion app, I will go back and try this again. And I'm not touching Tears of the Kingdom until I get that companion app because I'm not
interesting.
I don't want to do that. So,
man, we talked about walkthroughs a few weeks back. I used the mess out of IGN's walkthrough and their interactive map so I can pinpoint things that I have done. Otherwise, I would just get confused. And this was one of those games where I needed to go and fill out the map first before I really did anything else because it just got annoying. So yeah, that brings us to number 1, the top the best Nintendo game in the history of the Nintendo's lifespan, and that goes to Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to the Breath of the Wild. Thoughts?
Never played it.
Never played it.
Same.
Never played
Yeah.
it. Have you not played Tears of the Kingdom yet, Jarrett?
Nope. I told
Really?
you I'm not playing it until I get that companion app.
Interesting. And then Jay, you haven't played this one either. Have you seen
No.
much gameplay for this?
I've watched Hayden
I have.
because he's got the Switch, and
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him play it, and I've seen some gameplay.
Yeah.
But I mean, even still, just from watching the gameplay, I'm not convinced that
Now-
this
That should
is
be.
the number one Nintendo game of all time.
Yeah. No.
Now, what
And
there
it's
is
so new. It came out in 23, right? I mean,
what is really cool about this,
Yeah.
the new companion stuff with this, is that any of the creations, so there's the Zona things where you can create these monstrosities. I mean, that took over Meme City for the last few years. You can create these things and put batteries on them, and it will go and destroy these enemies or travel or whatever. With the Switch 2 version, you can go see anything they've ever made, and you get QR codes for them. You scan that QR code, and you can put it into your arsenal. And once you've made something, you can memorize it, so you don't have to recreate it every single time. So if you build a plane that you really love, you just have to go, hey, rebuild that plane that I really love. So you can QR code somebody else's invention and upload it into your game, and then you don't have to go rethink everything. So, I understand. Again, I understand why people put this as the top. And listen to IGN rave over it when it came out. Like, I get it. I understand why they made their decision. It's not for me. So, I think it's a great game. Top 25, sure. Not top number 1 and 2.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. And I'm actually at a shock. I have played this game and completed it. And so just from personal experience, if it were me choosing to play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom again, I would choose Tears of the Kingdom. I think
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom plays much better than Breath of the Wild, especially after already being familiar with it, and then with the arm and being able to do stuff with the arm. That was a much better mechanic for me than the tablet from Breath of the Wild. Starting off in the Sky Islands, I thought the Sky Islands were really cool, and they offered something different than being on the surface level, because it's split into 3 different levels. You have the Sky Islands, you have the surface level, and then you have the chasm, I think is what it calls, or the Underdark, or whatever it's called.
The Underdark.
The below level, whatever. Now, I will say out of the 3 zones, the chasm was my least favorite. Because it's pitch black, and they have the roots, and you have to go and light the roots, and it exposes a portion of the map. But it's super annoying to see the next light root tree off in the distance, and being able to mark it and say, okay, I got to get there. But then trying to get there is a task and a half, because once it gets pitch black, you have to figure out ways to light your path as you go, and that just became super annoying. And it doesn't help that one of the temples is down there. And so that was annoying, and that was my least favorite part of that.
Mhm.
But the story overall to me was better than Breath of the Wild. The combat system flowed better for me. The mechanics of the arm and stuff was better for me. The Korok seeds are still terrible in this game, and it's so much more terrible that they decided to raise the cap to 1,000 or 999 Korok seeds to go and find. So I found like 8, and I was fine. And still the weapon and shield degradation system is still there. That's super annoying still. But back to creating the monstrosities that you were talking about, the building stuff. That's fun to do, like when it comes to solving the shrines. And I think the shrines in this one I think they're more fun to complete than the ones that are in Breath of the Wild. Now, as far as like building the contraptions and things, I never got into that because it was just so annoying to try to figure that stuff out. But using it for the purposes of puzzle solving were really cool.
Yeah.
There's mini bosses scattered throughout the map. The Gleelocks, if you remember the Gleelocks from the original Legend of Zelda from way back when, they're back in this one, and they're really cool because they're all elemental oriented. There's a lightning one, an ice one, and a fire one, and then there's these king Gleelocks where each head is a different element, and it's really cool to fight those things and to figure that out. Koga's really cool in this one too, but number 1 worthy, No, especially when I would probably rank some other games on this list higher than these two entries here, but that's just personal opinion.
Yep.
So what do we think of this as we put a nice little neat little bow on this? What do we think of this list? Are there any omissions that should have been but were not? And what would you rip off of this list in order to put on there?
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
that
I think
have.
it would take me all day. I think it would take me all day to rip the ones out of there.
I think we can all universally agree that Tetris shouldn't be on here.
No, I would take it off.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost embarrassing actually to see that even in the top 25. So I don't know. There was a game, we were thinking, we were talking about omissions and possibly, what's on here and maybe need to take it off. But if I was to list one game that I played a lot in the 90s, there was a game called Forsaken 64, and it was one of those what do you call it, 6 Degrees of Freedom games. You can it was a shooter, but you're in a ship and you're down in these tunnels, and it was a split screen. You could split the screen 4 ways, and it was a couch, it was a couch co-op game, and 4 people could get there together and just hunt each other down through there. And it was very mindless. You know what I mean? You just had power-ups and you got different kinds of weapons you could use to shoot each other. And that was a game that I guess I thought it was more popular than I guess it really was, because me and the guys played that all the time in college. So,
yeah, I'm shocked that Banjo-Tooie wasn't on this list, especially because I haven't played Tooie yet, but the reviews kind of mark it either at the same as Kazooie or just a little bit better as far as improvements are concerned. So that was a shocker for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh well, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of these things that I'm like, yeah, I can get behind that. And there's other ones that I'm like, never heard of it. It's not really that influential. So I don't know. As far as what to switch it out with, of course, I would rather have more Zelda games on there. And then, I would like to see more Final Fantasy, but at the same time, I understand not everybody loved Final Fantasy. And then Final Fantasy became a PlayStation game. So, anyway. But I'm gonna have to bounce pretty quick.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, rankings don't matter. It's just a celebration of Nintendo's history. I guess at the end of the day.
Yep.
The real crime here is that Fallout Fantasy 4 didn't make the list.
Final Fallout 4, thank you. And it's coming. Also, did y'all hear that they pushed back the release date of your beloved GTA?
Yeah.
What a shocker, honestly. Shocker.
November 19th, boys.
Yeah, sure.
It's turning into a betting game. Over, under. Yeah. How much?
It's now a 2027 game. I'm marking it now.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap this sucker out.
Okay.
I think we've covered this list here.
Yeah, and what an episode, y'all.
Absolutely.
Anyway, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for hanging out with us today on today's episode of Gaming Daddies. Don't forget, you can catch the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want the full video version, head over to youtube.com/Gaming Daddies and join the fun. If you'd like to support the show and help us take it to the next level, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Gaming Daddy. Big shout out to our amazing supporter, Sean Donahue. You keep this going, and we couldn't do it without you. Until next time, this has been Gaming Daddies, and we'll see you in the game.
Y'all have a great week.
You too.